And welcome to The Issue Is. I'm Alex Michelson, and welcome back to Congresswoman Karen Bass. She is the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. She's a Democrat representing Los Angeles and Culver City. And this weekend, she's going to host a special town hall meeting to discuss the Mueller report. That is free and open to the public. It is on Saturday from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Crenshaw United Methodist Church. Congresswoman, good to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
So this week we hear these comments from President Trump that say that he's open to listening to a foreign government if they've got dirt on one of his opponents. The question that results from that is it time to impeach the president?
Well, in regard to his comments, why should we be surprised? He certainly has rejected the idea that the Russians did anything in our election. So do I think it's time to impeach? I don't. Would I like to see Trump removed immediately? Absolutely. If you recall, I was concerned about him the year before the election in terms of his capacity to be the president. We need to go through a process. We're at the beginning stages of that process, and I think it needs to play out.
Some of your colleagues say we're not at the beginning stages of this process. We've gone through a Mueller report. We've gone through years of investigations. We have findings that show potential obstruction of justice. Isn't it time to at least move forward with an impeachment inquiry? What do you say?
So one of the reasons why I know everybody thinks that is because the investigation has gone on for a long time, meaning the Mueller report. Congress for 2 years did absolutely nothing when Republicans were in charge. Democrats have only been in charge for 6 months, and frankly, we've only been at full speed for 3 months. We need Mueller to come. We need McCann to come. We are going to have Hope Hicks come this week, and so we need to go through the process of oversight and investigation. Only been at it 3 months.
Perhaps the most important person to weigh in on this is the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. She reacted to the president's comments this week about that foreign interference. Here's what she had to say.
And what the president said last night shows clearly, once again, over and over again, that he does not know the difference between right and wrong.
But she still has not said anything in terms of moving forward on impeachment. This seems to be her position, which is that politically, if you go forward with impeachment in the House, it'll probably be a party line vote. The president's not going to get convicted in the Senate because Republicans aren't going to vote for him. And so you're handing him a political win. He'll say, I'm acquitted.
But
look at this. Do you agree with that?
Well, it's really not. I don't believe it reduces itself completely down to politics. Again, we have several different committees that are involved in oversight and investigation. If we are going to impeach him, we need to have all of the information. The Mueller report, remember, looked at just one issue alone. We need to look at conflict of interest. We need to look at corruption. We need to look at emoluments. This man, in my opinion, has been running a criminal enterprise. But it does not make sense for us to rush and to do something that we know is not going to result in him being removed. I know if you did a survey of my district, people want to see this man gone. Why would we take people down a process when we know that he's not going to leave? If you remember at the beginning of Nixon's scandal with Watergate, he had very high poll numbers. The Republicans in no way were going to impeach him. But when they saw the evidence, then they changed. And I do think if we did it today, there would be no conviction in the Senate. But who knows, as we go through this process, maybe my Republican colleagues will grow a spine and realize that this man needs to go. They know he needs to go, but they have decided to essentially compromise because they get tax cuts, they get deregulation, and they get the courts.
Well, let's talk about another big issue, which is that of homelessness, which unfortunately the numbers show is getting worse in LA County and in so many different counties around California. I mean, California is run by Democrats at every level. State, locally, Is this a failure of Democratic policy? Because Democrats keep asking for more money to fix homelessness, and the problem just keeps getting worse.
Well, I don't think it's a failure of Democrats. Again, I think it's a complex issue. There's our responsibility on the federal end, too. We need to do more to provide resources to California. We need to provide Section 8 vouchers. There's a lot of things that need to happen.
But is the issue resources, or is the issue too much regulation?
Oh, no, I don't think it's too much regulation. But we have to deal with NIMBYism in our city, too. You can't complain about the tents and say, I don't want them built anywhere near me. So take your choice, tents or be more neighborly and welcome people in your neighborhoods.
And NIMBYism meaning not in my backyard.
Not in my backyard.
So let's talk about one of the few issues on the federal level that people actually agree on, which is foster care, right?
Yes,
You've been
that's
doing some
right.
important work in bringing together foster children from around the country and pairing them up with members of Congress as well.
See, there are bipartisan issues that we work on. They just don't get a lot of attention. And in improving and transforming the nation's child welfare system, which is the driver, by the way, to the criminal justice system, is a bipartisan issue. So a week ago, we had 100 foster youth from around the nation, from 100 different congressional districts. We had them in Washington, D.C. for an entire week, learning about Washington, the legislative process, and shadowing their member of Congress. Every year that we have done that, right afterwards, we're able to move legislation forward in a bipartisan fashion. So thank you for highlighting it.
All right, we like to have some fun on this show, you know that.
Uh-oh.
So let's do something called personal issues. This is where we put 30 seconds up on the clock and get to know you a little bit better with questions you haven't seen in advance. Okay, so here we go. Favorite LA restaurant?
Favorite LA restaurant? Oh my goodness. Natalie's Thai restaurant.
Favorite conservative?
Favorite conservative? Maybe Kevin McCarthy.
Favorite sports team?
Lakers.
Favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Favorite Disneyland ride?
Oh gosh, I haven't been to Disneyland in years. The teacups.
One thing you'd bring to a deserted island?
I don't know. Books. Lots of books.
Favorite presidential candidate?
I'm not going to answer
Ask
that
you
one.
later. Favorite Marvin Gaye song?
I heard it through the grapevine.
Heard it through the grapevine, which I think we just happen to have ready.
All right.
That is because something else that
Another
got done on a bipartisan way. We named a post office. You and President
Exactly.
Trump came together for your love of Marvin Gaye, right?
Yes,
And
exactly.
this weekend there's a Marvin Gaye post office
That's right.
opening up.
We're going to dedicate the post office to Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye was an LA celebrity and community person that all of us loved very much, his work.
And the public is welcome to come out and enjoy that. And maybe they'll see you dance to some Marvin Gaye music,
I
right?
don't know about that. Mueller
No?
report.
Feel it in the shoulder action?
Yeah,
no?
there you go.
All right, there it is. Congresswoman Karen Bass, thank you so much.
You're
Nice
very
to see you.
welcome.